Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another little update on the Kriegspiel. Aren't you lucky? A quick thought, though. You know, it's sometimes said about the greatest battles in history how one radio or one walkie-talkie would have made all the difference if they had it. And we have taken this week, all us generals who are playing the game on the French and the Italian side, to take a a little time to discuss tactics and whether we should change our overall strategy of what we were trying to do, and we've come up with a plan. It's not too dissimilar of the ones that we were putting on the table two videos ago now, back in episode 2. So yeah, I mean, stuff changes over time, doesn't it? And you know, your plans will never pan out the way you think they do when you've come into contact with the enemy. But here we are. Now, I must say that next video, most of this information will be wiped, because if we're going to play how we're supposed to play, I'm not necessarily supposed to be knowing this as a player, as a general, but you know, as I said, the umpire was kind enough to give us a full overview of the map as it stands at the moment. So we've got my corps, the mighty corps of Grenier, marching from the south, coming up here. Now, if you remember, when we went back to episode 1, we ordered the second up here. Now, we found out that the second never got those change of orders, so they're looking to position themselves up on the hill. What we have to do now is we have to make sure that Mr. Perimel over here, with the 2nd Division's cavalry and guns, gets his ass down the hill and links up with Quenel's division and Eugene. Now, there is a worry that we've had from the 2nd Division commander, that Mr. Perimel over here, Andre Thomas Perimel, he's a bit of a maverick. Apparently, if he sees an opportunity to attack, he will do. He's a bit of a hothead. He's a bit of a charge and ask questions later. So we're still going to do it. We're still going to see if we can order them down the hill, or maybe we've told the 2nd Division, if they get a report from the umpire of what this cavalry can see, use his own initiative. Don't wait for my orders. Send them down. You know, a division commander doesn't need to wait to tell his brigades where to go. He just does it. Corps commanders, you know, gets a fuller picture and what have you. But yeah, if he sees what's going on down here, send them down, man. They need help. But yeah, but the thing is that the following columns of Royer, so we've got Schmitz and Diarno here, they'll want to maybe peel off. I mean, they're probably going to go up the hill anyway, depending on exactly where D-Day or Mr. 2nd Division over here. The player's name's D-Day. That's so. What we've said is, instead of marching down the road, what they could do, because they're going to go up on the hill anyway, march them down the hill to join up with the cav. They'll get there first, and hopefully arrive just in time to offer battle to the Austrians here. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a tight one, isn't it? It's gonna be so crazy. And then the 4th will continue to march through the forest, but I mean it's probably going to be another hour before they get there, as we said. Now, I think the Austrians are probably going to attack before we get there. There is a chance that these guys will be pushed back. We could see a bottleneck in the forest here. We could see some forest fighting if they push that far. But I'm probably being a little bit pessimistic. But yeah, so we're going to send the 2nd round because we don't want 2 divisions stuck on a road. You know, in this bottleneck, not being able to, you know, form some kind of line here. So we don't know what the Austrians are going to do for obvious reasons, but it looks like they have formed up quite deep in the centre here. They could be coming in for an attack. Now Napoleon, he did form up when he was going to attack, especially in the centre. He did form up deep. And yeah, this demi brigade and these guys, I wouldn't like to think that they're going to attack, but they might wait for Radovich, but I don't think so. I think they're forming up. Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon they're gonna start to punch. It'll be interesting to see, but I think Grinnell is gonna be really getting in those messages and those dice rolls. We'll see. Maybe they'll wait for Radovich. Maybe they won't. Depends how much of an attacker this guy is. I'm overcautious. If the player playing Flacker isn't, he'd see the advantage, I think, already, and and go in. But then again, he has had one regiment suffer a little bit of damage, so it might make him think twice. But he's got the men to do it. That's the thing. Yeah, and then we have Radovich. So obviously Radovich is going to come up. He's probably going to form some kind of line if they don't attack first. Yeah. And now, of course, it wouldn't be a legitimate video if we didn't have a quiff. We tried to draw it like that, and somehow the pen just registers up the top for some reason. But the new corps. Now we have to think: will the new corps peel off this way down the road? He may well do. Will he want to form up at the base of the hill and form some kind of attack line against this corps? Maybe he might send another division down here through Valeggio and across the bridge if it's not going too well for the Austrians. We'll have to see. But moving over to Verdier's corps, we've had a discussion, or they've had a discussion, and it appears that they are going to shift to the left here and try and engage this division. And also try and take Pozzollo. What benefit it has, unquestionable, but let them play their own game. It'll be interesting to see. We probably won't be told what's going on in any degree, but yeah, it looks like they're going to shift left. And again, it's one of the things where they wasn't aware that this new corps was coming in. They thought it might be behind Valeggio somewhere, just waiting in reserve to see what happens. Yeah, it's turned the game on its head almost with the umpires video last week. It's really changed the way of thinking. So yeah, what we were told is that Verdier's corps were thinking that the other Austrian corps was set up behind Valeggio and just waiting. But now they know that they're coming down this road. They want to get these guys off the hill quickly. They reckon they've got the men to do it. But the thing is, even if they push this division off the hill, defeat them, maybe push them back, push them to the side or something, if they suffer heavy casualties from these Austrian guns, that they'll be up against it. They won't be able to hold. But back to my corps. We're expecting the Italian Royal Guard and the 6th Division to come in the next week or so. Maybe even tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a message saying that the Royal Guard is now on the field. Now you'll remember that a couple of videos ago we were thinking that maybe we could send the Italians to find Verdier and help him out. That's exactly what we're going to do. So I've kind of put these hashed lines here. We're going to order the Italian Royal Guards, instead of crossing the river, to head up the road to Rovabella. Find Verdier, give him your support, and basically transfer the command. Just say, look, Italian's on the field, go find Verdier, tell him that you are now under his command, and he can use you as he sees fit. This might confuse the Austrians coming in, especially if they don't see us coming through the field here. They might not have the view range to see the 2nd coming through, but in any case, if these guys don't tell these guys, or these guys don't tell these guys what they see and who they're engaging, then it could confuse the Austrians up here to think that I have turned northwards and on this side of the river. They might not expect a player to split his corps like I have done. It could cause some confusion in the ranks. Doubtful, but you never know, because we won't be getting any more updates from the umpire. So yeah, that's what the Italians under the Royal Guard and the 6th Division will be doing. They'll be swinging over to Verdier, and he can use them as he sees fit. So yeah, that's the plan so far. One more thing before I close the video down is now this is me being overcautious and thinking, but what do people think about the shift left here to try and position in Pozzola? Now, tactics as they are, would you want to position your corps or your division, if you were playing, in this pocket over here against a superior, potentially a superior enemy with more troops than you that can envelop you, with a natural barrier, the only place to go? I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical if this march to Pozzola is going to work, and pushing them on off the hill is going to be successful. I think if this engagement goes badly, we could be seeing a fighting retreat from Verdier. If it goes well, which I hope it does, then it'll be kind of cool. But at the same time, if you plonk yourself behind that hill, you can't see over it, you can't see round it. Well, we won't know the movements, or they won't know the movements of this corps. I think it's a risky one. Yeah. What do you think? Would you do the same thing if you were in our position? Would you do something different? Would you shift my entire corps this way? Would you pull back from Volta? What would you do? Would you be worried about this new fresh corps coming in? Would you be worried about the push from Flacker? Or would you think, nah, yeah, bit of grape shot, that'll show them? Would you be attacking? Would you be more cautious? Tell me what your thoughts are. And we shall see you on the next video, which I wouldn't suppose will be for another 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, if you're watching, you're very lucky to get 2 videos in 2 weekends of this lovely Kriegspiel. If you can, follow the umpire, How Thrill, and AAR Games. I'm sure he's always looking for new players. If you are interested, he's doing a few games at the moment, from what I understand, watching his videos. So yeah, show him your support, and show the game your support by liking this video if you can. See you on the next one, hopefully. Ciao for now, people.